Welcome to Red Sports. It is the day of India versus New Zealand at the beautiful and picturesque Dharamshala. Both the teams have been undefeated throughout this tournament. Both the teams have been very relentless in their World Cup campaigns. They have been incredible in their performances. India and New Zealand, both the teams are going to miss out on their key players. Kane Williamson, who's out with a thumb injury, and Hardik Pandya, who suffered a bit of an ankle sprain in the last match and will be missing out on this match. But all is good. It's just a sprain. Nothing is broken. And I am here, me, Gargi, Trisha and Raja will be building up to this match for the next 1 hour. What are your gut feelings? Both the teams have been undefeated. Both have been incredible, dominating throughout the tournament. Now, their winning streak tonight, one of the teams' winning streak will end. What is your gut feeling for today?
I hope it's New Zealand for a change. Also for Bengalis, it's Shubha Moha Ashtami. And because it's an auspicious day for us, why not let it turn into an auspicious day for the whole of India? And yes, some key players will be missing. We will speak to Raja about that as well. But overall, I think this will be one of the best games of the World Cup.
Absolutely. Raja, your gut feeling about this match?
Trisha played the cat out of the ball very nicely. But I think India will win tonight. India looked very good this tournament, as has New Zealand, no doubt about that. But I think India has got a bit more hunger, and it possibly has the players to overcome Hardik Pandya's injury and absence. I think India is going to be tonight, not just because it is Ashtami, but because I quite like the way how Rohit Sharma has led the side. I quite like the way how he has given positive start to the team. And I quite like the way how Bumrah and Kuldeep have come to the party and picked up those wickets. I think India is the stronger side. New Zealand would like to believe that Matt Henry and Trent Bolt and the rest of them will stop Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. But I think India has got the team to beat New Zealand.
Absolutely. Trisha and Raja both think India will win tonight. But that's what we think. What do Shubhayam and Debashish think? They're at the beautiful Dharamshala. And let's head over to the Dharamshala Stadium.
Outside the HPCA Stadium in Dharamshala, gearing up for the big match between India and New Zealand. Both the teams are unbeaten, so it remains to be seen which team remains unbeaten after this game, Devashish.
Yes, absolutely. And New Zealand has always been a bogey team for India. Obviously, they haven't lost against India since 1992, and also in the recent times, also they have done well whenever they have confronted India in the ICC event.
Absolutely, 9 matches played in ODI World Cup so far. New Zealand have won 5. India have won 3. One match has ended up as no result. So New Zealand clearly have an advantage there. Of course, we all can't forget the 2019 World Cup semi-final. That remains a painful memory for all of us. But yes, the main talking point in this match has to be the Indian playing 11, Debashish. Surya Kumar Yadav / Ishan Kishan, Mohammad Shami. Yes or not? You say?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the good thing coming from the Indian camp is that both Surya and Ishan is available for selection, but it will be a toss between Surya and Ishan who gets into that playing 11 ahead of Hardik Pandya. But another point of consensus will be whether Shami gets a chance, whether Shami gets an opportunity, because Shardul Thakur has been licking runs. He has not looked in great form. So one would hope that Mohammad Shami finally gets an opportunity to play.
Absolutely. So Surya Kumar Yadav and Mohammad Shami are likely to be in the playing 11 in place of the injured Hardik Pandya, who is not here with the team, by the way, and of course Mohammad Shami in place of Shardul Thakur. You can see the fans have started to gather around behind me, and yes, there's a great sense of anticipation between these two teams. India versus New Zealand have always produced crackers in ICC events. So yes, let's see whether Indian team this time around come out victorious. Looking at the conditions, India favorites or New Zealand favorites?
See, Subhayan, I would say that means whichever team bowls well means and talking.
Well, going back to the point that Raja brought up, Rohit Sharma's captaincy, the way that he's been leading the side, plus the way that he's leading from the front when it comes to his batting, right? He's been batting incredibly aggressively in this tournament, but I think one of the reasons why he's doing that is because he has other batters to fall back on, right? But tonight, Hardik Pandya will not be playing. Will that change his approach?
Interesting question. Ideally, it is a bit of a it disturbs the whole balance of the team, because now at number 8, if Shami comes in, then you don't have a batter, and if again everything is if here, if Sky comes in, or Ishan comes in, you have a batter there, but somehow I remember in one of the post-match conferences or something, Rohit had said that this is the way he wants to approach, and this is the way he wants the entire team's mindset to be. So I don't think he will change that.
I don't think there is any change forthcoming because, if anything, it's only number 6 that has changed. Sky or Ishan coming in at number 6 is not going to change how Rohit is approaching the game. I think Rohit's primary reason for taking this approach is to ensure that Virat Kohli has got a few overs, that even Shubman Gill can take his time to come in and bat a little bit the way he does. I don't think he's done it without reason. He's done it with great reason. It allows the other batters time to flourish. And I think this is great captaincy. Primarily, everyone's going to say that look at Rohit Sharma, how he had tucked it away for so long. But to be able to find the aggression, like you pointed out, at a very critical time, and to play like maybe an Adam Gilchrist all those years ago, or Sana Jayasuriya all those years ago, is just incredible to watch. And I think terrific leadership from Rohit Sharma. Not many of us would look at why he's doing it, but this is one of the biggest reasons. It allows Virat Kohli and others time to play their games.
Absolutely. And talking about leadership, New Zealand's captain Kane Williamson, although he will miss out, but he's there in the dugout. He's been giving his insights. And what really makes New Zealand the kind of team that it is, that in ICC tournaments it punches above their weight. We have the New Zealand captain Kane Williamson talking about what really goes on behind the scenes when it comes to the New Zealand team.
Look, I can't compare to any other teams, and we're very much focused on our group. But we're fully aware that the talent in other sides is huge in all other teams, and I suppose that's one of our challenges. We really put a lot of effort into to playing for each other and as a team, and you mentioned we don't have the superstars, and we can try as hard as we can to find them somewhere, but we've got a lot of really willing, very, very talented players, and every team, every team has that, and every team goes through, where you have transition of players and transition of sports stuff, and you have all these things that continue to happen. In our group, we're no different in that respect, but we do put a lot of effort into working at things as a collective, and giving to each other, as much as we can, and go out there and enjoy, what we do, and I think, I'd like to think that the players in the side do take, a lot of pleasure in being a part of the group and a part of trying to achieve something collectively, and it's nice when the things go, you get some fruits, and it was nice to win the Test Championship and make a few finals, but the goal and whatever else, the large picture, it still exists, and there's still a lot of energy. The day something stops, the day something starts, it's it just continues. So the team love playing and representing their country, and it's a special thing to be a part of.
Well, before we move on with the show, one of our viewers, Manish Kumar Yadav, has a question to Trisha and Raja. Any chances of Ashwin playing?
In Dharamshala, no.
I think she's answered the question. She's answered the question. From what we are hearing from Shubman, we've seen Shami mark his run-up.
Yes.
We've seen Bumrah and Siraj mark their run-up. So it looks very unlikely that Ashwin will play. It's a small ground and the ball flies because of the rarity of the atmosphere. The ball does travel a long distance. So I don't think the Indians will risk playing Ashwin in this ground. Kuldeep will definitely be of great value because he can turn the ball on any track, and he will be a handful for the New Zealand batter. Jadeja brings in that economy. I think so. They're not going to change the spin bowling lineup for sure. I think they will look at continuing with the best bowling attack possible, but without Hardik Pandya, they will have to look at some changes there. So Shami coming in for Shardul Thakur is the only other change, and I don't see Ashwin playing this game.
Absolutely, and in Dharamshala, you know it's going to be a high-scoring contest. It's going to be a high-octane contest because New Zealand, India, both the bowlers have been doing so well, and it is known for being a pacer's paradise and a batting paradise as well. And we have some interesting numbers here actually. If we're looking at the last 3 matches of the World Cup that have happened in Dharamshala, if we look at the Netherlands versus South Africa games, the Pacers had 14 wickets and bowled with a 5.54 economy, whereas the spinners with just 4 wickets. If we look at the Bangladesh versus England game, the Pacers had 12 wickets and bowled with a 5.79 economy, whereas the spinners again missing out just 7 wickets and a 6.35 economy. And spinners, and in Afghanistan versus Bangladesh's game, we saw that the Pacers had 7 wickets and the spinners had only 6 wickets. What do you make of that, Trisha?
Well, I think it's to be very honest, nothing surprising because Dharamshala it does not assist the spinners in a big way. In a ground like Chepauk, you would go with spinners.
Yes.
In a ground like Dharamshala, you would go with pacers for sure. And Shami, I would say, is a very good option because again, I'll take this from Raja. The rarity of the air will help, and with Shami, I have a little bias about his wrist because it comes in, absolutely the seam position is so good that I think he will get purchased in this wicket, and it's a very good option. It has anyway assists pacers, and we have Bumrah, we have Siraj in top form. I think fantastic bowling lineup for us.
I think the stat that you just showed indicate to me that wrist spinners. What we have not shown is the Rashid Khan's picking up wicket. The wrist spinners can be quite a handful even on a track like in Dharamshala. To me, it's a flat deck. It doesn't assist the swing bowlers as much as we believe it does. The seam bowler swing does happen late in the evening when the atmosphere gets slightly better for them. But I think anybody who's smart, who bowls good lines and legs, whether you're a seam bowler or whether you're a wrist spinner, you're likely to pick up wickets because the batters are going to go after you. You need to have smart fielders on the line and some good field placing as well to be able to make the most of whatever errors the batters make. I think this is a batter's game to lose. The bowlers have to be really smart and deliver the goods against all odds.
I will take again from what Raja said. I think this is also where I feel that India is a little ahead because Rohit has been phenomenal as a captain. Not taking anything away from Tom Latham, but I do think Kane Williamson is a far more experienced, better captain than Latham. So that is also where we will be. I wouldn't really say a one step ahead, but I do think we will be ahead in that part as well, the leadership part, knowing exactly where to put the field because it matters. Getting the right fielders also matters. It's very important.
Absolutely, and like Trisha said, Rohit Sharma's captaincy has been a treat to watch. But who does he pick to replace Hardik Pandya will be a big question for today's game. And before we find out what happens with the team, let's go back to the Dharamshala Stadium and let's see what the fan boy Sudhir Rambabu has to say.
हम लोग हैं अभी HPCA स्टेडियम धर्मशाला में इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड के लिए हम लोग गेयर अप कर रहे हैं. ऑफ कोर्स दोनों टीम अभी तक अनबीटन है तो काफ़ी मज़ा आने वाला है. 3 में 3 है सब दोनों टीम के पास, पर ये चौथा मुकाबला कौन जीतेगा और इस पे हम लोग बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ है सुधीर जी, राम बाबू और ऑफ कोर्स मेरे सहयोगी देबाशीष सेन. सुधीर जी, 3 पे 3 तो हो गया है, 4 पे 4 क्या होगा?
डेफिनेटली होगा. मैंने एक ही बार बोला 2011 की जीत टीम इंडिया करेगी रिपीट. तो पूर्ण विश्वास है कि कल 4-0 मतलब चौथी मैच है इंडिया के लिए और न्यूजीलैंड के लिए भी चौथी मैच है और ये चौथी मैच जीतकर टॉप लिस्ट में रहेंगे.
टॉप लिस्ट में रहेंगे कह रहे हैं सुधीर जी। देवाशीष से देखते हैं क्या सवाल आता है उनकी तरफ से।
ऑब्वियसली राम बाबू, न्यूजीलैंड काफ़ी जोर का टक्कर देते हैं हमेशा से, दे आर अ डिसेंट साइड। तो क्या लगता है, कितना उम्मीद है? ऑब्वियसली हार्दिक भी नहीं है इस बार, तो क्या उम्मीद है?
बहुत सारी उम्मीद है क्योंकि टीम इंडिया जैसे परफॉर्म करते आई है और 4 के 4 मैच जीती है लगातार। ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराया, अफगानिस्तान को हराया, फिर पाकिस्तान को हराया जो सबसे हाई वोल्टेज मैच था, फिर अभी जो भी मैच रहे हैं सबको हरा के अब ये 5 का पंच लगाना ज़रूरी है क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड 2019 की जो सेमीफाइनल रही थी उसकी जीत का भी बदला लेना है और टीम इंडिया बिल्कुल तैयार है। शुभमन गिल और रोहित शर्मा, विराट कोहली का शतक जो आया लास्ट, लेकिन मैं चाहूँगा शुभमन गिल पंजाब के शेर है और यहाँ पे वो शेर दिली ज़रूर दिखाएं और जैसे ओपनिंग स्टार्ट मिल रहा है और वैसे ही कंटिन्यू रखें और टीम इंडिया एक बोर्ड पे बड़ा स्कोर लगाएगी तो न्यूजीलैंड को ज़रूर पटकेगी और पॉइंट्स टेबल पे टॉप रहेगी।
सुधीर जी, वो 2019 की हार जो थी वर्ल्ड कप में सेमीफाइनल में, बहुत दिल दुखाता है। अभी भी मैं सोचता हूँ तो बहुत दिल दुखाता है वो MS धोनी का रन आउट। इस बार उसका बदला तो बनता है।
श्योर, ये भारत की 5वीं मैच है तो चाहेंगे कि टीम इंडिया इस मैच को जीते। हमारे जितने भी युवा पीढ़ी क्रिकेटर है सब परफॉर्म में है। जब हमें स्टार्ट ही मजबूत मिलती है तो डेफिनेटली बड़े स्कोर के लक्ष्य को पीछा कर सकते हैं। अगर पहले बल्लेबाजी करते हैं तो अगर स्टार्ट मजबूत मिलती है 350-400 के आसपास पहुंचते हैं तो हम चाहेंगे कि 2011 जीत इंडिया करे रिपीट।
तो हो जाए शंख से ऐलान इस मैच का।
ये शंख नहीं, ये है जंगे ऐलान, टीम इंडिया सबसे महान।
सुबह से ये सुन रही है।
Kolkata में हो तो सुनोगे, it's very natural. You will hear the shank or the conch shell for sure. I think it's pretty holy and it announces a lot of wonderful things and it also cuts off the noise. I think that's the purpose
That's the
itself.
best part. Yeah.
It keeps you away from the noise that surrounds you and I think truly wonderful to hear that.
It just gives a lot of positivity.
आपको regularly सुनते
Yeah.
Absolutely. And going back to the match, Kane Williamson is missing out, but New Zealand's team looks still very, very strong. There is no void as such, even if the captain is going out. Rachin Ravindra has been a replacement, has been incredible. But for the first time, I think in this tournament, India is going to face some real quality bowlers. Because before this, India had its scoring had been dominant, but now with Trent Bolt ahead of them and knowing that Trent Bolt has been the enemy of Indian openers, if we look at the numbers that Trent Bolt has had against India, he has played 13 innings against India, had 24 wickets. That's a big number, and bowling with an economy of 4.7. He has dismissed Virat Kohli thrice in ODIs. All those dismissals came in the same year, 2019. He has also dismissed Rohit Sharma 4 times in ODIs. After 2019, Bolt has not played, of course, because he had foregone his national contract. But what does this evoke any fear in your heart as a cricket fan, as an Indian cricket fan?
No, it doesn't. Short and sweet. No, it's just that I'm someone who believes in momentum a lot, and that is what I think all the Indian batters have. Yes, they can all have a bad game. It's law of averages and all that, but still, I think not only Trent Bolt, Matt Henry has also been good at the power play. So we might not see an extremely flying start like we have been witnessing, but I really don't think that they will be extremely worried about it because there was a time, and this stats actually shows you, it was around 2019, 2020 that we were actually having great problems in facing the left-arm pacers, which I think has gone down a little bit. And I don't think we should forget that Rohit, Virat, Gill, all have been facing Trent Bolt in the IPL as well. So quite a bit of exposure that way. And we saw that someone like Shubman Gill, he has completely changed the way he's batting to Shaheen Afridi. He's coming down the wicket. He's just so I do think that the India batters are prepared for this.
I think India's played some quality bowling. Let's take the Australia match to begin with. You had some quality bowlers there. Then again, Pakistan, obviously, everybody was wary of Shaheen Afridi and how beautifully India played him. And then Bangladesh, Mustafizur has had some success against India for sure. So India's played some quality bowling, and they will go in with a lot of confidence. I don't think Rohit is going to change his approach. You will see a very good power play from the Indian batter. Depends on who bats first. Depends on what kind of total. If India is chasing, what kind of total India is chasing. So all that factor, all that will come into play when we get to see Rohit against Bolt. I don't think they will think too much about the four dismissals that Trent Bolt has got. Matt Henry is perhaps the bowler in better form at this point of time as far as New Zealand is concerned. So if anything, India might play Henry with a lot more respect than they might play Bolt.
Yes, and Trisha, you brought up the point of Indian batters playing Trent Bolt in the IPL, but it can be looked at in the opposite way as well. Because Trent Bolt has been playing the IPL for so long, he is very good at knowing. He knows the Indian conditions like the back of his hand. And since he's also played against Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, could that be a problem?
You know, the moment you said Trent Bolt and Virat Kohli, I remember that first over dismissal because in IPL, of course, Virat Kohli opens for Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Trent Bolt getting him the first over, absolutely. See, I think again, IPL is a completely different format, but yes, Trent Bolt knows these conditions very well, and most importantly, he's super experienced. So again, he will pose a threat, but a threat which will blow India away, no, I don't think so.
I think India will be ready for Trent Bolt. Like I said, Matt Henry is perhaps the bowler that they will want to be a little on guard, and of course Santner. I think Santner has bowled brilliantly in this tournament. He's probably flown under the radar as far as we are concerned, but I think Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma will be wary of what Santner can do on a track like this.
Absolutely, and we'll go back to Dharamshala Stadium to look at what the fans have been up to. Shubayan and Debashish will be joining us.
Will suit the fast bowlers, and you know that there is too much of dew factor. Dew factor will come into effect. Obviously, it won't be easy for team bowling second. So I think the fast bowling will decide. Whichever fast bowlers do well will decide the fate of the match. And definitely in India does have an edge because Jasprit Bumrah has been in great form. Mohammad Siraj too has done well, and now we include if Mohammad Shami gets added into that playing 11, it will be a potentially good one.
Absolutely, it's not a large ground; it's a smaller ground. The capacity is not that high, but yes, it's a beautiful, one of the most beautiful stadiums in the entire world. Of course, I am expecting a lot of runs, although the conditions will assist seamers, but there will be a lot of dew as accepted by New Zealand captain Tom Latham and head coach Indian head coach Rahul Dravid as well.
And remember, Shubhayan, obviously New Zealand too have a decent bowling attack, fast bowling attack, I would say. Obviously, Matt Henry. It's not too much talked about Matt Henry, but he has been the bowler in form for New Zealand in recent times. Obviously, you have the likes of Trent Bolt and Lockie Ferguson. But it would be interesting whether Team Saudi, he did bowl yesterday for a long time, but I don't think Team Saudi will make it into that playing 11. So I would say that Matt Henry, Trent Bolt, and Lockie Ferguson and Mitchell Santner as well. So that looks a decent bowling attack.
That's more than a decent bowling attack, especially the pace bowling department. They have all kind of variations. Matt Henry can swing and seam the ball. Trent Bolt, we all know what he can do, has one of the best strike rates in World Cup history, and of course Lockie Ferguson with the raw pace can cause damage as well. But don't rule out our Indian batters as well. Rohit Sharma has been in excellent touch. Virat Kohli, we saw what he did against in the last match in Pune, smashed a six to complete his century. So good signs for the Indian team.
Absolutely, and the best part for the Indian team has been that all the batters has been amongst runs, has been in form, and the beat of Virat Kohli, beat of Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, everyone looked to, and that's the best part of this Indian team. But we have actually published a video last night after the Indian team were going out from the stadium. You could see the craze for Virat Kohli.
Well, we're 5 minutes away from the toss, and it's going to be an exciting one because it's very important winning this toss. But since we're at Dharamshala, the atmosphere over there, dew will be a factor, and it is going to cause a lot of trouble for anyone who is bowling in the second innings. Thoughts?
We have been using that particular spray, I know, to avoid the dew, but India has chased so far, So maybe that could play in the mind, or I don't know. I mean, I just don't think that toss could be a huge factor. If we bat second, then we have anyway done it, and you is anyway going to help us. Maybe if we are batting first, we might wonder, but then again, I genuinely don't think it will be a huge factor.
I think Tom Latham will win the toss and put us all out of misery by making the right decision for his team and allowing India to chase.
Oh, that's perfect.
But then, since India has not
Batted
put
first.
to batted first in this tournament at all, would that be a worry since you're going out to bat the first time in this tournament against a quality team?
I don't think so. I mean, in fact, I would say this is for all the build-up and the hype. To be very honest, it's a league match, and because we have won 4 out of 4, and even New Zealand has won 4 out of 4, you can have a bad day, and that is fine. But I would rather prefer India to bat first and test that side of things as well before we reach the knockout rounds.
Well, the testing can happen when Sri Lanka is around. So don't do it against New Zealand because it can definitely impact the morale of the side. Do the right thing, do the simple things correctly. Continue doing what you have done right. So don't need to change the template at this point of time. But yes, if you lose the toss and you're asked to bat first, then you'll be ready for it. I think this Indian team is capable of doing that. I don't think the toss is going to matter too much in this game because the nature of the surface is not going to change much. Even if there is dew and the pitch holds itself together, it's not the kind of track that is going to completely disintegrate and allow spinners to come into play. So I don't think it's much of a worry for this Indian side. Bat first or chase doesn't matter to this side.
I think it will be a high scoring contest, of course. 300, 350. I think 350 is very much possible.
I hope it's a contest. India has had this habit of making it a non-contest in this big game.
Yes.
I hope it is a contest, primarily because this World Cup needs some good games. You saw how South Africa demolished England, defending champion. Such a huge win. England hasn't lost such a match with such a big margin in the past. So you want some contest for the interest in the World Cup to go up, but not tonight perhaps.
Yeah, tonight we are very happy if it's a India one-sided game.
Absolutely, and since we're talking about high-scoring games, now Hardik Pandya being left out of the team, not left out, but being forced out of the team now has raised some questions because it will leave a void of a batter because Hardik Pandya as a batter cannot be replaced at this point because anyone who replaces him will be a pure bowler. Shardul Thakur left aside, but we don't know how Shardul Thakur will do at this position. And if India is to lose 1 or 2 early wickets, who do you fall back on?
I think there are plenty. India had lost in one of the practice games or something. India lost 2 wickets quickly. I think Virat and Rahul played well. Thankfully, all 5, if you look at that way, Rohit, Gill, Virat, Shreyas and KL all have had time they have time on the pitch, they have scored runs. That way I think we are safe and because Raja sir obviously said that Shami has marked his run up, so we clearly know that we are going with Shami, Siraj and Bumrah and one of Ishan and Sky, whoever is less injured because yesterday we had bizarre net session.
Yeah.
So I was just telling Raja that I kind of wanted to see Ishan play because Ishan has already played in the World Cup and he has also, if you remember the Asia Cup innings against Pakistan, where we were 4 wickets down and he has shown that he can play that role as well. So yeah, I don't mind seeing Ishan also adds the left-handed play.
Absolutely.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think it's important for us to remember that Hardik Pandya has batted just once in this tournament.
Absolutely.
It tells you how brilliantly India has batted through the tournament, through the 4 games. You're not going to worry too much about losing this game because there are 3 more games after this. In fact, 4 more games after this. I think India will go in with a nice open mindset and will want to nail this victory because this is a big game. India beating New Zealand will be big for the side, big for the morale of the team. I think they're not going to worry too much about who will replace Hardik Pandya, but to ensure that the template of scoring fast, scoring big runs and then picking up those wickets at critical intervals comes in.
Absolutely, and that has been one of the positives for India, hasn't it? Because before we enter into, let's say, the West Indies tour, where we had a few bit of problems over there, number 8 was one of the biggest questions right there, because we were looking for someone who could bat, who could give the Indian team a lot of depth. But that was when the top 4 weren't firing as well, right? But now, the Indian team doesn't seem to be very concerned about the number 8 position, because you never get there. And even if you do, like, it's a very rare occasion that your number 8 has to come in and save you. Give us those quick fire 20 runs and that will be enough.
Absolutely. And, if I was Bumrah or if I was Shami, I would actually go and remind my captains, captain, vice captain and the coach, that do not forget you won a test match in England because of our batting. So, questioning our batting is not the best thing to do, But, I think till number 8, if we really have to bat till number 8, then I think there's this term in Hindi which says game बहुत फंस गया है. तो तब तक तो game बहुत फंस गया है. We have to bat till number 8, but I don't think that is happening. No way.
But this is a high-scoring track, and I don't think India losing too many wickets. India's got the experience. India's got the temperament to bat through a difficult situation. Whether it is Shreyas Iyer or KL Rahul, they can hold things up. I think this side is capable of handling the challenge that New Zealand can pose.
And there we go. India has won the toss. We're about to find out what it is that Rohit Sharma will choose to do now that he has won the toss. But incredible start to the game already, because we were wishing on Rohit Sharma winning this toss. Although luck has been on the Indian team side, because every time India lost a toss, they were put to chase. So that's been incredible. And Rohit Sharma has chosen to bowl first. That's it. We have the game.
We don't have the game. That is a little too much. But I think it's a solid start.
Yeah.
Again from Rohit Sharma.
No, but this was expected. Rohit would have wanted to chase. I'm sure Tom Latham would have also done the same thing and wanted to bat first and put the pressure on India. They have got some good batting. They are capable of doing that. So it's a good game. 100 more overs left before we can say game over.
Absolutely. And before we go back to find out, what team combination will the Indian team go for, we are going back to Shivayan and Debashish, who are present at the Dharamshala Stadium.
Means if Virat goes on to score his second consecutive 100 in this edition of World Cup, what this place will, but and we
raw pace can cause damage as well, but don't rule out our Indian batters as well. Rohit Sharma has been in excellent touch. Virat Kohli, we saw what he did against in the last match in Pune, smashed a 6 to complete his century. So good signs for the Indian team.
Absolutely, and the best part for the Indian team has been that all the batters has been amongst runs, has been in form, and be it a Virat Kohli, be it a Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, everyone looked to, and that's the best part of this Indian team. And we have actually published a video last night after the Indian team were going out from the stadium. You could see the craze for Virat Kohli, and imagine what would happen. Means if Virat goes on to score his second consecutive 100 in this edition of World Cup, what this place will erupt.
Absolutely, everyone. I have already said Virat will score 5 World Cup century. 1 is already done, 4 to go. We'll see whether Virat Kohli comes out on top against this extremely good, potent New Zealand bowling attack, especially the pacers. But yes, the word coming out from the Indian camp right now is that Surya Kumar Yadav is fit and available for selection. Mohammad Shami, of course, is a favourite to get a spot in the playing 11. It will be a good match. Devashish and I will be here to give you all the updates regarding the match, the fan reaction, the frenzy around this ODI World Cup. You can see the security guards are already tightening their screws. The Indian team is set to arrive. They have actually arrived. New Zealand team, you can see behind me is the New Zealand team who are arriving in 4 mini buses, and the fans are going crazy. Trent Bolt was sitting in front of it. Kane Williamson is although not available, but you can see the frenzy, the chants, the shout around the New Zealand Zealand players. What will happen when the Indian team arrives?
And a bit of update on the weather. There is no forecast of any showers, and it looks very bright and sunny. And we would expect to see the conditions like this throughout the match.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's it from me, Shubhain Chakravarti, and my friend Debashish here from the HPCA Stadium. Back to studio for more.
And there we go, we have the teams. New Zealand is of course going with the same team, but India, I'll build a little bit of suspense here and go through the whole squad. Rohit Sharma starts, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, and Surya Kumar Yadav comes in. Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami comes in, and Mohammad Siraj. What do you make of this team?
I think part of it we already knew. We had already told our viewers that Shami was marking the run-up, so obviously Shami was playing. And if Shami comes in, then you know either of Surya and or Ishan would come in. I think if you actually look at it, we are pretty balanced. With Virat Kohli, bowling, we can also bring him on whenever we need to. But I think it's a well-balanced side. If you see, there is also a little doubt over the fact that whether Surya will get batting or not at all. But because we are fielding first, let's concentrate on the bowling. I do think Shami, we might see a change in the new ball pair. We might see Bumrah and Shami both taking the new ball, and Siraj maybe coming in as first change. Other than that, of course, Kuldeep and Jadeja both will get a little bit of help. And Jantu, I feel, can be more. I feel this, more dangerous than Kuldeep in this kind of pitch. So, what do you think?
I think Sky coming in was a given, particularly because Rahul Dravid spoke last night at the press conference about how Surya Kumar Yadav had played brilliantly against Australia. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think this side backs every single individual. They marked Ishan Kishan as a reserve opening bat, and Shubman was not available. Ishan played there. I think his role is defined, so it was kind of obvious when Rahul Dravid spoke about Surya Kumar Yadav and his form against the Australians in the three one-day international that we played them. I think it is a given. This combination, anybody would have been able to pick. For those who play fantasy game, I think they would have picked this level three days ago.
Yeah.
When Hardik Pandya was not available, they would have chosen this team as early as 3 days ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, and this is great proof of what resources the Indian team has at the moment, because this had been a sort of a worry of who will be the backup for Hardik Pandya, since we do not have a player like him. Of course, Shardul Thakur is there, but he's not quite up there. He leads a lot of runs. He's not exactly a Hardik Pandya predecessor. But now we're looking at a stage where Hardik Pandya has to be replaced by two players. Mohammad Shami is coming in, Surya Kumar Yadav is coming in. It is a great example of why India is such a great team here. And Surya Kumar Yadav, though, has not been great or incredible in ODIs as he has been in T20s. Of course, it will be an even bigger worry if we will get to bat or not. I don't think that will be a worry. It will be a great positive sign for India if Surya Kumar Yadav does not get to bat. But if it does come to it, will you trust Surya Kumar Yadav?
Before replying to this question, can I just say, Sam is saying that I was looking for Gargi everywhere. Thank God you are here, I was worried. Please say a hi to Samson.
Thank you. Hi Samson, and thank you for finding me.
And please keep watching Red Sports, because this is exactly where you will find Gargi from now on. So getting back to the match, I think the number 6 role suits Sky's batting. The way he bats. Again, this is assuming that your top order absolutely works for you like it does, because then it actually reduces the game to sort of T20I for him. So he comes out, he goes after the bowling, and he just gets over it. 360 degrees.
So Sky coming in after 30 overs, then he can go in with that T20 mindset. That is probably what the team will want, but he's capable of playing a holding innings. He's got big hundreds in Ranji Trophy, so he's got the temperament. I think he's in the right frame of mind now. There was a time where he was getting dismissed for no scores at all. And I think it would have worried him, but he snapped out of it, just like all good professional cricketers would. And I think that if he gets to bat today, he will bat today.
Absolutely, and it's a great start for India and a testament of how incredible the atmosphere here in India it is right now, because it is Ashtami Day and it has been incredible, and we had the good luck of shooting somewhere incredible for the Ashtami celebration. Look at it yourself.
Welcome. This is a very special Ashtami. India 4 out of 4. This is where we are. In our friend Orinjoy and Srinjoy Bose, they're family. You've seen them all on Rev Sports for our conclave and several other programs. Today here in Calcutta, in their house, a pujo which is 200 plus years old. So let's get the first comment from Orinjoy. Before that, I'll introduce my guest, Shormishta, Gargi, Rajaraman, of course, Orinjoy, and today we also have our daughter Aisha as part of this pujo. Orinjoy, just tell me a little bit about your pujo. 208 plus years. Just, give me a sense. How long does it continue? How many people? Just a basic understanding.
See, this puja starts from, the basic puja starts from the day after Mahalaya, the day from Navratri starts. So, but the main puja starts from Shoshti, which is the 5th day of Navratri, and then till Dasera, which is Vijaya Dashami. So this is a 200 years plus, as you said, puja, and it has been for years now. It is a tradition that we are taking forward. So we are the 5th generation who are taking it forward, and so it is now every day around 200 to 250 people come eat, and like Boryada was just seeing how the mishti was being made. People come and eat those mishti, but Boryada went and saw the backstage.
Tell me something. In your house as well, very, very similar in your mother's house, your father's house rather, 300-year-old pujo. Give me a sense.
Yes, so I have also grown up seeing a Bonedi Badi pujo like this, which is, a Bonedi Badi means a pujo belonging to a family, which goes on for generations. But something which I've seen here is this silver throne for the goddess, and this is something which I have not seen elsewhere, a full throne, and these, light, these stands for the lamps. These are also silver, and another thing which I saw here, which I have not seen anywhere, is a stand with a serpent motif for installing a deity, which was very unique. Something which I saw here. Yes, this one, and it is completely unique, completely traditional. It is a treasure. Orinjoy, can you say something about this? Do you know anything about this, or is it just something you have been seeing year after year?
See, this is something which I've seen years after years. This is also very old, I think around 100 plus years old, and this is where the Narayan, the Shaligram Shila stays. That comes, we have a Pratishthit Shaligram Shila in the house, so it comes down during Durga Puja, and he resides on this for the next 5 years. 5 days.
And look at how well polished it is, how well maintained. So it is really incredible.
Yeah, and everything about this pujo is so fantastic, right? Exactly like the way Indian cricket team has performed so far. Tell me, 4 out of 4. Is this team giving you the vibe that they can make people happy, exactly like the way Durga Pujo is here in Kolkata?
First and foremost, this is truly mind-boggling for a family to be hosting 250 people every day and celebrating pujo and inculcating culture and devotion. I think it's terrific. So I won't say compliment, but thank you for what you're doing. Also thanks to the Indian cricket team, because they have been fabulous. They have taken the people along, they have taken the fans along, and they've given so much joy. Of course, there is an injury to Hardik Pandya. He's not going to be playing this match against New Zealand, but hopefully he'll be fit for the match, the next match in Lucknow. But this team, Dada, I think a few months ago, all of us had some doubts whether they will be good enough to compete in the World Cup. But now they look set to go all the way to the semi-final for sure, and hopefully into the final. Avoid that banana peel in the semi-final.
That's the question I wanted to ask you, Gargi. I mean, one, have you seen anything like this? I mean, you know, the Durga Pujo in a household like this, which is years and years old. So, first, your first Kolkata Durga Pujo in that sense. So, thoughts on that?
Compare with Ganpati. You were telling me about Ganpati.
Yes, so I was about to say that this is very similar to what happens in Maharashtra during Ganpati, the celebration that happens there. There are also a lot of old, 100, 200-year-old celebrations over there that have been happening at one particular spot or in one particular family for years and years. This is something that, reminds me of home as well, which is happening here. But also, this also reminds me of cricket, because just like Durga Puja that is happening here in this family, cricket is also an old, such an old sport. It's been happening for so long. We celebrate Durga Puja just like we celebrate cricket. And the culmination of Durga Puja and cricket in Kolkata has been incredible.
Yeah, and that was the second question before I go to Aisha about what Pujo stands for her. I mean, so far 4 out of 4. This team is now starting to look the team to beat.
Absolutely. I mean, they have been incredible in their campaign so far for the World Cup. 4 out of 4, they have been unbeaten so far. And it's not as if, there were a few down to the wire matches or something like that. They have all been one-sided. All have been, dominating efforts from India, which is why this team is looking so dangerous. And I think... And since we discussed about the Indian team quite a lot, we'll also go through the New Zealand squad that is playing tonight. Devon Conway, Will Young, Rachin Ravindra, Darren Mitchell, Tom Latham, who's the captain and wicketkeeper, Glenn Phillips, Mark Chapman, Mitchell Santner, Matt Henry, Lockie Ferguson, the express bowler, and Trent Bolt. No surprises there, but this has been a team that has given the Indian team and the Indian fans a lot of wounds. No one will ever forget the 2019 game. Martin Guptill, his last World Cup, I think last in cricket as well. He had retired after that, right?
So, forget about Martin Guptill. I'll tell you what. It has been 1,566 days since, that heartbreak. And it was quite a bad one. My favorite book is Nemesis, written by Agatha Christie. So, my question to Raja would be, is New Zealand our nemesis?
I think we are making the mistake of mixing up Test matches, one-days and T20s, and saying that India last won a match 20 years ago against New Zealand in the ICC tournament. India has beaten ICC Test match championship include bilateral Test matches. It does include the one-day games that you need to play, right? So I think we like to hype it up beautifully by saying New Zealand is the bogey team. To my mind, the history is all forgotten. There have been enough and more reminders to Rohit Sharma and his men that New Zealand is probably the bogey team for India. But I don't think it's going to work in their mind. This is a whole set of new cricketers. There are some who have not played against New Zealand before in ICC, either the World Test Championship final or in the World Cup in 2019. So I think this team will go on to change the mindset of people. But it's important for us to remember that this is the World Cup. And you talk only World Cup. Of course, in 2019, India lost to New Zealand. Heartbreak for everyone. There was one abandoned game as well. But before that, you have to look at 20 years. India did not play against New Zealand in 2007, did not play in 2011, did not play them in 2015 either, where New Zealand had a fabulous run. But I think it's important for us to remember that this is a whole new game, whole new approach that India has got. I think India will go on to change whatever mindset some people might have.
Also, New Zealand is a very good team, and somehow, because probably New Zealand players aren't right on your face like Australians or English players are, they don't tweet or they don't have so much. Yeah, exactly. That's why somehow, I don't know why people kind of rate in their mind New Zealand as a pretty average team. It isn't. It is one of the most consistent teams, and not only in ICC events, it's a consistent consistently performing team.
And the word, Trisha, is competitive. It's a very competitive team. And
Absolutely.
More than consistency, they find the magic in the big tournament and then deliver. From Martin Crowe's time, I've known New Zealand to be a dangerous outfit in World Cup. Have they played outstanding cricket in all the big events? It's very rarely that you will find a team not performing. They don't have a superstar. They don't have a Martin Crowe or a Richard Attlee anymore.
Yeah.
But Ken Williamson is no less. He was talked of as one of the best batters in the world. But the whole team as a whole, I think it's one of the best units that you get to see. They're constantly nibbling at the feet of the opposition and they're trying to stall them, and that is what makes New Zealand such a great side.
Absolutely. Otherwise, think of this, Gargi. Kane Williamson has not taken part in the World Cup, most of the World Cup for them in the first 4 games, and yet they have won 4 out of 4. So I think it is important that we take it as a tough game, but I don't think we should kind of blow it up. Though that's the fun. That's what you do. Kind of blow up, hype up the game. Oh, this is the game to watch out for, and that sort of thing. So,
Yes, if you're a cricketing fan, the New Zealand versus India contest is one you will enjoy because it's the stoicism of the New Zealand team that makes it so dangerous. But apart from all the cricketing action, we wanted you to see the colours of Dharamshala, and that is why Shubha and Chakravarti will be walking you through the Dalai Lama temple at McLeodganj, and we will also be telling you about the significance of the temple.
सो अभी हम लोग हैं दलाई लामा के टेंपल में मैक्लॉयडगंज, यहाँ पे हम लोग आए थे और काफ़ी भव्य प्लेस माना जाता है। अगर आप धर्मशाला में मैक्लॉयडगंज में हैं तो ज़रूर दिस इज़ अ मस्ट प्लेस, मस्ट विजिट प्लेस। और यहाँ पे ये है मनी प्रेयर व्हील, जहाँ पे आप घुमाते हैं इसको क्लॉकवाइज और बोलते हैं ओम मने पद्मे हम। ये प्रेयर व्हील है। सो हम भी अभी प्रे कर रहे हैं कि हार्दिक पांड्या जल्दी से जल्दी फिट हो जाए, क्योंकि इस विश्व कप में हार्दिक पांड्या का फिट होना इंडियन टीम के लिए काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है। हम लोग आपको टेंपल का नज़ारा तो दिखाएंगे ही, बट हाँ, जितने भी यहाँ पे क्रिकेट के फैंस आए हैं, हम लोग ऐसे ही कैजुअली चैट कर रहे थे तो सब बोल रहे थे कि हार्दिक पांड्या का फिट होना इस वर्ल्ड कप में इंडियन टीम के लिए काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो आप देखते रहिए, हम आपको इस टेंपल का भी नज़ारा दिखाते हैं। काफ़ी सुंदर जगह है, इट्स लाइक अ हेवन।
Before we say goodbye to all of you viewers, our wonderful viewers, let's take predictions. How much will New Zealand score and who will win?
335 and India will win.
275, Kaki.
275.
She's being so generous, and she underrated the Indian fast bowling attack.
Dharamshala, the air is so thin.
Yeah, India.
I want a high scoring contest. I want at least 2-3 centuries.
2-3.
No,
Yeah.
but this is
She wants a 400 talent.
No, 2-3 centuries मिला के, दोनों टीम मिला के, not one.
No, but this is where the Indian fast bowling unit will be tested against a quality batting lineup. I think if they can restrict them to 275, it gives Rohit Sharma and the others a fair chance of ensuring that they catch up with New Zealand once the match.
Absolutely, and those were our predictions. Stay tuned to Rev Sports throughout the match because we'll be bringing all the updates on Twitter and we will join you in the mid-innings and the post-match as well. See you soon. Like, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel of Rev Sports, and for now it's goodbye.
Hi, this is Shubhayan Chakravarti for Rev Sports right from the HPCA Stadium in Dharamshala, gearing up for the big match between India and New Zealand. Who will remain unbeaten? We will get to know after a few hours. I have a few very special fans who are backing the Indian team to do well. I'll go straight to the 12th man of the Indian team, and these three guys are traveling and following the team and backing the team. Sir, do you think India will defeat New Zealand?
I surely hope so. But New Zealand has been the team to beat, and they've been our nemesis for the last 20 years. So it's a big game nonetheless. But as a cricket fan, New Zealand is my number 2 team here in my heart.
Okay.
They're perfect gentlemen.